So let me, Bob Romanek, the national president of the National Association for Majority Equality, name, let me be the first to denounce the black ass white no count low life.
All right, Blind City. There's a lot of things going on in this world. I'm getting tired of this monkey business.
Yeah, you got that right. This is dedicated to the godmama. May she rest in peace. Welcome to Blind City. We are the therapy for the streets. I'm your host, Langford Cunningham, and we're going to address the pollution in the community. He calls himself the Grand Reaper of talk radio. Grand Reaper, I didn't look death into the eyes. I tried hanging myself, and I wasn't successful. I put the Glock in my mouth, pulled the trigger. I wasn't successful. I tried popping pills to kill myself. I wasn't successful. See, Grand Reaper, I walk by faith, not by sight. See, I represent the people in the community that struggle every day. See, I represent the children inside these neighborhoods who are less fortunate. You know, they wake up in the morning to go to school. And they go out their door, and on their way to school, they look to the left and they see a dead body, yellow tape, a homicide scene, and they still walking. And then somebody trying to sell them a bag of weed before they even get to the school. And then they still walking. And then they see prostitutes at the corner, but they still walking to get to their destination. And by the time they get to the school, they gotta walk through a metal detector. And by the time they get through the metal detector and sit in the classroom, the teacher has nerve to say, "Good morning." Well, not to that kid. He had to survive just to get to school. I represent those single mothers raising our children every day in these environments. I represent the baby daddies that's turning their sons into kings. I represent those school teachers. I represent these children. I represent them thugs. I represent them strippers. I represent the streets. But I don't represent hate or them crooked politicians that's leeching from my community. Resurrection, live from the cemetery. Blind City, the podcast. We are the therapy for the streets. Live from the cemetery. Part 2. The resurrection of a dead community. Let's talk about it. Martin Luther King. We talk about how great he was. Oh, he was a great speaker. He stood for economic rights and equality. Well, why does his damn street got heroin addicts?
Oh.
Trap houses, derelict buildings. Fix his damn street up. I don't want to hear nothing else about Martin Luther King, how great he was, until you fix every street in America. All these people dying in our community. Black women dying. Black women dying. And it's crickets. Kids getting killed. It's crickets. Ha ha. Why don't you start speaking up for your people? Crickets. But then when a police officer that doesn't follow protocol comes into our community and shoots Trey, oh, Black Lives Matter. You got to have the same energy you do against them crooked cops against our people getting killed in our community. Mr. Sims?
Yeah.
What's worse than a clown?
A rodeo clown.
Tell him what a rodeo clown do, Mr. Sims.
He cleaned up the bullshit.
You punk-ass politicians leeching my community. Leeching my community. Riding through the neighborhood on the north side. Look like a bomb didn't hit it.
Boom.
And you're comfortable with it. You're comfortable with it. You've been in them seats for 10, 12 years, and the north side look the way it do. Some places in St. Louis County look the way it does. It's no excuse, but we're going to get your ass out them punk-ass seats.
Yeah.
Mr. Sims, what's worse than a clown?
A rodeo clown.
Tell him what a rodeo clown do, Mr.
He
Sims.
cleaned up the bullshit.
That's what we going to do. Blind City, the podcast. We cleaning up the bullshit in our community. And to my white people, You got to take a side from right and wrong. I don't care what organization you are affiliated with, what church you're affiliated with, what fraternity, what corporation. You have to stand on the side from right and wrong. Because there's some good white people out there. And they are helping people in the community. We got white preachers out in these streets trying to serve the people over there off Grand and Gano.
Yeah.
White preachers in these streets. Black preachers ain't nowhere near the streets.
Woo.
They saying, come to my church and put money in my basket. Man, get your ass out that church. And let me talk about my people in Ferguson. Michael Brown Sr., I salute you. All you people making money off his son being brutally murdered in the streets. All you people making money over there in Ferguson. Ferguson would have never got the funding and the resources if his son was never killed. To my strippers, you got to elevate your mind. You got to treat your coochie like it's Gucci. Because one day you got to go from being ghetto to being goddesses. Mr. Sims?
Yeah.
What's worse than a clown?
A rodeo clown.
Tell him what a rodeo clown does, Mr. Sims.
Yeah, come out and clean up the bullshit.
In our community. That's what we just did. Live from the cemetery. Blind City, the podcast. Therapy for the streets. I'm Langford Cunningham. You don't like what I say? You support what I say? blindcity314@gmail.com. Let's talk about it. Reverse.
If you found this content helpful, please share this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Blind City, the podcast. You can find us on all social media platforms.